Fellow fruit growers, it is May the 31st, almost June. I say that because June in my area is pretty much when all of the fruits start to really show, right? So the peaches, that's when my Red Haven peach at least, that's when it starts to ripen up. For right now, it has been like most of them have been like this size for like a month. It's just kind of stays this size, and then all of a sudden, in middle to late June, they just start just getting huge and start showing colors and start to be edible by the end of June. That's how it worked last year. Maybe it'll be the same this year. Look at all the drop. The drops usually happen for me in early to mid-May. So the stuff that stays on at this point, usually it's the ones that are gonna stay on for good. So still looks like a great harvest opportunity. I don't see any, knock on wood, any plum curculio bites, and I didn't really spray it that much this year. I have kept it, you can see it still has a little bit of surround on there, so I mean, still got some surround on here, so that's good. That's a little helpful, I'm pretty sure. We also have some rot going on, but nothing too crazy. You see my contender peach, there's still peaches all over it. Look over there, peach is still all over the contender peach. I will say my jujubes just went crazy. Here's the contorted jujube in a bucket, competing with all of this stuff that we don't want it competing with. So let me pull this stuff out. Jujubes are going absolutely nuts this year. This whole area, like from here to here, all of this, all jujubes, would not imagine it growing this fast. The first 2 years I had it, it didn't grow at all. It just kind of sat there, and then third year, the growth happened. So that's awesome. Growth and fruit, which is dope. But those don't really show the fruit until like August or September. So it's gonna be a while for those. Okay, figs, Chicago Hardy. Pretty easy. It's simple. It's simple. Figs are just gonna do what figs do, and that's Giffy fruit. Just gotta worry about the birds and the ants. Here is my pumpkin mandarin that's been in the ground back here for 3 or 4 years. Has not even tried the fruit. This year it actually had its first little flowers on it, but I don't see any fruit. Honestly, I'm not gonna look real hard because that's what happened to me on my other fruit, on my other citrus that got pretty big. I thought it didn't have any fruit on it, but it's almost impossible to see because it's exactly the same color as the leaves, so it's hard to really find the fruit. Here is burgundy plum. Probably going to cut this down. There's a good chance I cut this down. Why? Because it is a California plum, and you know what, California plums really don't do well here. So, but I mean, I did get this from Ison's, which is a southern company, so it may do well. So I'll give it I might give it one more chance next year. We'll see. Chances are it's gonna just go crazy next year. That's my neighbor's peach tree, not one peach on it. Well, there go one peach, but look at that peach tree, not much on it. And then look at my peach tree, peaches everywhere. But we can move on. We're not really gonna stick to that. There's Prairie Dawn, American persimmon, blueberries. There are blueberries on here. Honestly, I don't really eat them, and I don't really take any care of them because they are not very sweet. Even when they're like super ripe, they don't make a lot of them, and then the ones that I do have are not sweet. So blueberries are just not my favorite thing, probably. That's where I dug up the Tilton apricot. Still, I'm gonna leave it like this right now. I'm not gonna put anything in there until I get something I want. And y'all know what I want. I want another persimmon, but I don't know what type I want. I know I want a non-astringent, but that's pretty much all I know. And most places are not selling anymore at this time, so I might have to wait till next year, which is unfortunate. But it's not too unfortunate because I got persimmon trees all 1, 2, 3 right here. You see the surround on it to keep the deer off. So far so good. And a persimmon tree right here. So I might have enough persimmon trees, guys. But let's check out the pears. Let's see stuff that's actually fruiting. We showed you the peaches that got fruits everywhere. Now we'll show you the pears. So this is an Orient pear. It only has 1 pear on it, and something is trying to get that 1 pear that it has. Look at the damage. But you see the actual tree looks super healthy. I'm not gonna even mess with it. What I usually would do is just tip it off at the top so that it can be short, but I'm not gonna even worry about it right now. I just wanted to grow, keep all of its leaves so it can have more energy to put into it just getting big. That's the goal, because if I cut off the top, that cuts off a lot of energy from the leaves. So I don't want to do that. So we're just gonna let it grow. Here is a apricot that I'm debating on getting rid of. Here's a 4-in-1 apple tree that the deer love to eat the tips off of. So I sprayed it with Surround, and so far so good. Only variety I know for a fact that's on this out of the 4 is the Granny Smith, because that actually the first year I got it, it gave me 1 apple, and that was a Granny Smith on this branch right here. So these other branches, I don't know what types, I don't know what flavor those are. Let's move on to one of my favorite sites that I'm very proud of. It's this Florida Home pear, and this is grafted. So this is a Bradford pear at the bottom. All of these grafts right here. So graft here, graft here, yeah, graft here, graft. Where's that other graft? Graft here. I'm thinking, yeah, this should be graft, and then graft here, right here. All of that grows into all of this, and all of this has pears that are getting kind of big, kind of fast everywhere. Pear, 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 making this lean down. Pears way up there, pear right there. Pears down here, making this lean down. Beautiful sight. Pear, 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 pear. Beautiful Florida Home pears. It's a beautiful sight. It's been grafted for 3 years. So I think I grafted it 3 years ago. This is in its 3rd season after grafting. I've actually cut this down twice, and you can see it just grows back so fast off of that root stock. As you can see, this left side, these are both the same tree right here, right? The one on the right is, I hope y'all can see this right. Let's see, make sure I'm not too zoomed in. Let me make sure. Okay. The one on the right is the one that's grafted. The one on the left is the one that's not grafted, but it's still getting that energy. As you see, still pushing out new growth. So what I'm gonna do this year, usually I'll just cut all of this off of this, but I'm gonna let it grow so that it can have blooms next year of that Bradford. So hopefully that'll pollinate the blooms of the Florida Home, the actual fruiting pear. That's my goal. As you see, that's my neighbor's pear tree. There are pears everywhere on his tree. His tree is also way older, or just more mature, and it probably is not a graft. He probably grew that from when it was younger, and it's just that big now. Mine is 3-year-old on I don't know how old rootstock, so it's gonna also grow very fast. It's just the fruiting is maybe not as mature, but this got plenty of peaches on it to where I can't complain. Hopefully the camera does justice of how many pears are actually on this thing. Here is a Ayers pear, a little bitty tree. I planted this one 3 years ago, so it's on its 3rd year. And there are pears on this also. Not growing as fast, and probably is not doing the best at holding these pears up, but I like what I see either way. So, ooh, we might take some Ayers pears if the deer don't come eat them all up. Good thing about a tree like this is the deer ain't gonna be able to eat all these. Squirrels and birds probably, but not the deer. So, because that's way up there. There's pears way up there, so we're not worried. Contender peach, and my second contender peach. As you see, still peaches everywhere. A perfect site. I got my citrus trees all over here. This is my secondary chicken coop right here. And we have a little kumquat right there, as you can see. All the citrus trees seem to be doing well. Anything else really needed to show? I don't think so. A couple plum trees. The Byron Gold plum tree from Byron, Georgia, which is pretty dope. Kind of close to where I live. Methley plum. So this is gonna pollinate that. And there's another Byron Gold right there. So they're all gonna pollinate each other. And 2 more persimmon trees. The Hanafuyu and a kind that I don't remember, but I know it's astringent. So don't really care too much. Oh, we're staring at an elderberry bush that I planted here 3 years ago. And won't be able to get rid of. Apparently elderberries are very good for you, so not a bad problem to have. Go on. Raspberries everywhere. Raspberries absolutely delicious and everywhere on this little bush. But that's all I really got to show. As for annuals, I have some cantaloupe. Cantaloupe there. Cantaloupe there. Well, that's a honeydew. Here's another cantaloupe. Some tomatoes are kind of getting big. Very excited for that. Anything else? Oh yeah, muscadine, ruby crisp muscadine right there on this little trellis. Poorly built, but I think it'll do. And another persimmon. This is a fuyu. So I got 2 fuyu persimmons. And that's it. I mean, that's it. I can take you to the side of the yard where my other citrus are, but we're gonna leave it here for right now. This is a UGA grapefruit, by the way.